Once, in a small village, there lived a young man named Arjun. Arjun was known for his kindness and eagerness to learn. He was always curious about the world and wanted to understand the secrets of life. One day, he heard about a wise old monk who lived on top of a mountain. It was said that the monk held the key to ultimate wisdom and could answer any question about life. Arjun decided to visit this monk and seek his guidance. He packed a small bag with some food and water, said goodbye to his family, and set off on his journey. The mountain was far away and the path was difficult. Arjun walked for many days through forests and across rivers. As he traveled, he met many people. Some were travelers like him, while others were villagers who lived along the way. One day, as he was resting by the side of a road, he met an old man who looked very wise. The old man asked Arjun where he was going, and Arjun explained that he was on his way to meet the monk on the mountain. The old man smiled and said, "I know the way to the mountain very well. I can guide you there if you like." Arjun was thrilled. He thought, "This is my lucky day. With this wise man guiding me, I will reach the mountain much faster and learn the secrets of life sooner." So, Arjun decided to follow the old man. The journey continued, and Arjun noticed that the old man walked with great confidence, never hesitating or taking a wrong turn. Arjun felt safe and secure, knowing that he was in good hands. Arjun's decision to follow the old man highlights a common human desire, the need for guidance. It is natural to seek help when we are unsure of the path ahead. However, relying too much on others can make us forget our own strengths and abilities. This first part of Arjun's journey represents the beginning of his understanding that while guidance is helpful, it cannot replace personal effort and responsibility. As they walked, the old man and Arjun came across a small village. The village was peaceful, and the people there were friendly. The old man told Arjun, "Let us rest here for a while before continuing our journey." Days turned into weeks as Arjun enjoyed the comfort of the village. He made new friends and felt happy. The old man seemed to know everyone in the village, and they often invited him and Arjun to their homes for meals. But as time passed, Arjun began to feel uneasy. He had almost forgotten about his original goal, to reach the mountain and meet the wise monk. One evening, Arjun asked the old man, "When will we continue our journey to the mountain?" The old man looked at Arjun and said, "Why are you in such a hurry? Life here is good. There is no need to rush." Arjun felt confused. He had set out with a clear purpose, but now he was unsure. The comfort of the village had made him lose sight of his goal. However, deep inside, Arjun knew he could not stay in the village forever. He had to continue his journey. One morning, Arjun decided to leave the village on his own. He thanked the old man for his company and the people for their hospitality, then set off once again towards the mountain. Lesson 2. The Temptation of Comfort. Arjun's experience in the village reflects a common challenge, the temptation of comfort. It is easy to get distracted by comfort and security, forgetting our true goals and purpose. Arjun's decision to leave the village shows the importance of staying focused on one's path, even when it is difficult. This part of the story teaches us that while comfort is enjoyable, it should not prevent us from pursuing our deeper aspirations. As Arjun continued his journey alone, he entered a dense forest. The trees were tall, and the path was unclear. Arjun started to doubt his decision to leave the village. The forest was dark, and strange noises filled the air. He began to wonder if he would ever find the right path. After wandering for hours, Arjun came across a young woman who was also lost in the forest. She looked frightened and unsure of which way to go. Seeing her, Arjun felt a sense of relief. He was not alone. The young woman asked Arjun, "Do you know the way out of this forest?" Arjun hesitated. He was unsure of the path himself, but didn't want to admit it. So he said, "Yes, I know the way. Follow me, and I will guide you." Together they walked through the forest. Arjun tried to appear confident, but inside he was filled with doubt. The more they walked, the more lost they seemed to become. Finally, Arjun stopped and said, "I must confess, I do not know the way. I was hoping that by moving forward we would find the path out." The young woman looked at him and smiled gently. "It's all right," she said. "We all get lost sometimes. But admitting it is the first step to finding our way." Feeling ashamed, Arjun realized that he had led them both further into the forests because of his pride. He decided that they should sit and rest while they thought about the next steps. As they sat in silence, Arjun began to notice the subtle signs in the forest, the direction of the wind, the way the leaves rustled, and the distant sound of water. He realized that by observing these signs, they could find their way out. Arjun and the young woman followed the sounds and the signs. Slowly but surely, they found their way out of the forest. Lesson 3: The importance of self-awareness. This part of Arjun's journey teaches the importance of self-awareness. When faced with challenges, it's easy to feel lost and doubt our abilities. However, admitting our limitations and paying attention to the world around us can help us find the right path. Arjun learned that pretending to know everything could lead to greater confusion, while humility and observation can guide us through difficult situations. This lesson reminds us that understanding ourselves and our surroundings is key to overcoming obstacles. After leaving the forest, Arjun and the young woman came to a wide river. The current was strong and there was no bridge in sight. They could see the mountain in the distance, but the river stood in their way. The young woman suggested that they build a raft across the river. Together they gathered wood and vines and constructed a simple raft. As they prepared to set sail, a fisherman approached them. The fisherman offered them a deal. "I can take you across the river in my boat," he said, "but you must agree to work for me in my village for 2 days in return." Arjun was tempted. The fisherman's boat looked sturdy and the offer seemed safe, but the young woman hesitated. She whispered to Arjun, "If we accept his offer, we will be giving up our freedom. We have come this far on our own. We should trust in our own efforts and cross the river with the raft we built." Arjun thought about it. The fisherman's offer was tempting, but he realized that accepting it would mean relying on someone else and giving up control of his journey. He thanked the fisherman for his offer, but decided to cross the river using their raft. The journey across the river was challenging. The current was strong, and at times it seemed like the raft would break apart. But Arjun and the young woman worked together, using their strength and determination to guide the raft to the other side. When they finally reached the riverbank, Arjun felt a deep sense of accomplishment. He had made the right choice, trusting in his own abilities rather than taking the easy way out. Lesson 4: The power of choices. The river represents the difficult choices we face in life. Arjun's decision to build and use his own raft, rather than relying on the fisherman, symbolizes the power of self-reliance. This part of the story teaches us that, while others may offer help, it is important to make choices that align with our values and goals. By choosing to rely on his own efforts, Arjun discovered his inner strength and gained confidence in his abilities. This lesson emphasizes that the choices we make shape our journey and ultimately define our success. After crossing the river, Arjun and the young woman continued their journey. The mountain was now much closer, but the path was steep and rocky. As they climbed, the air grew thinner, and every step became more difficult. But Arjun was determined. He had come too far to turn back now. Finally, after many hours of climbing, they reached the top of the mountain. There, sitting quietly under a tree, was the wise monk Arjun had been seeking. The monk looked up as they approached and smiled. "You have done well to reach this place," he said. "What have you learned on your journey?" Arjun thought about the old man he had followed, the village he had almost stayed in, the forest of doubt, and the river of choices. He realized that each part of his journey had taught him something important. "I have learned that while others can guide and help us, we must ultimately rely on our own efforts to reach our goals," Arjun said. "I have learned that comfort can be a distraction, that self-awareness is key, that the choices we make shape our path, and that true strength comes from within." The monk nodded in approval. "You have learned the most important lesson of all," he said. "The path to wisdom and enlightenment is one that only you can walk. Others may walk with you for a time, but it is your journey, and your journey alone." Arjun thanked the monk for his wisdom and began his descent down the mountain, feeling a deep sense of peace. He knew that the journey was not over, but he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that he had the strength and wisdom to guide his own path. Lesson 5. The Journey of Self-Reliance. The final part of Arjun's journey brings together all the lessons he has learned. Reaching the top of the mountain symbolizes the achievement of wisdom and understanding. The monk's words reinforce the idea that while others can offer guidance, the true journey of life is one that must be walked alone. This lesson teaches us that self-reliance is not just about physical strength or independence, but about the wisdom to trust in our own abilities and the courage to walk our own path. Arjun's journey to the mountain of wisdom is a story of self-reliance and personal growth. Through his experiences, Arjun learned that while others can offer help and guidance, true success comes from within. The 5 lessons, the desire for guidance, the temptation of comfort, the importance of self-awareness, the power of choices, and the journey of self-reliance, serve as reminders that our path in life is ultimately ours to walk. By trusting in our own abilities and making thoughtful choices, we can navigate the challenges of life and reach our own mountains of wisdom.